So, Vox yesterday
Who's
was
more hateable, Vox Day or Daenerys Targaryen?
Vox because he actually exists. So we got some stuff that I know you played a little bit of this on Nightwave, but we'll just go over some of the stuff you went over and then some new stuff in this clip. Vox isn't happy that his chat room is being taken over by Gamma trolls. I don't know if you know this. He's not happy about it.
And I have to say this. Well, you play it, and I'll
Yeah,
play it.
So we're still waiting. Let me make a couple of announcements here before we dive into it. We had a discussion on the chat,
Who's we?
and
Who's we?
it was very clear that most of the people would like me to shut down the chat or severely restrict it somehow.
So
That's a lie.
I know.
He's
I
lying.
I already pointed this out last night. So Vox is explaining this he's insane. Basically, what Vox is saying is that you folks, you guys, the ones who talk in the chat room, voted on it and decided that you are allowed way too much freedom to talk.
Mm-hmm.
So you decided that you need to shut up. So you're going to be shutting your chat down. That's what he just did. It's so fucking, it's such bullshit. It's hilarious. Teddy Spaghetti is my
Teddy
new favorite
Spaghetti.
nickname,
Yeah,
by the
Teddy
way.
Spaghetti. I love
Everyone
it. Teddy
call-
Spaghetti.
By the way, it's the most demeaning,
It is.
dismissive thing you can call him. Everyone call him Teddy Spaghetti.
Teddy Spaghetti.
I want the word spaghetti to be a banned term in his chat room by next week.
Teddy Spaghetti.
Most people feel, and I tend to agree, that as the popularity of the stream has increased, the quality of the chat has gone down considerably, and it's gotten distracting to the point that, it's really gotten distracting to the point that I'm distracted.
It's only distracted because you rely on it. See, that's the thing with these guys. Look, he has more subs than us, but 10,000 more than us. But we have about the same live viewers as he does, give or take, right?
Yeah.
But he's the one that relies on the chat. So the reason he's not going to ever delete the chat completely is he doesn't know how to do a 1 hour show without something to interact with.
Yeah.
He's not capable of doing it.
None of these people are.
They just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it. He can't do it, and that's why now he's doing the 5-minute slow mode.
And I don't even shit on people. Look, there's a gajillion people on the planet that can't do it, and I don't fault you for not being able to do it. It's not easy, but many people just don't do it. These guys think they deserve money for how great their shit is, and you can't even do it.
No, exactly.
And people are enjoying the streams less. So
Maybe it's because you're boring.
So for now, I'm experimenting.
Get ready.
What I've done is I've slowed down the speed at which people can post chats.
Fair enough. We do that.
Yeah.
We
You
do
can
that
post
too.
a chat.
What about
Like
40 seconds?
like
Like
maybe
45
40 seconds?
seconds?
Maybe even a minute?
30 seconds, minute tops, right?
Once every 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
See, the problem is, Vox, let me help you out here. I'm going to help him out.
No, go ahead, please.
The problem is, Vox, when you do it once every 5 minutes, when someone does say something shitty, it's going to stay there a lot longer before other people post to delete it. And the other thing, Vox, let me help you out here, too. When people want to fuck with you, do you think they only have one channel? Do you think they only have one account, Vox? Is that what you think?
Vox, we have some followers on here that have 20, 25 channels each.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So all you're going to do, now you're going to really drown out the people that actually want to be there.
This is great because this is classic internet. The more you react, the more it's going to attract more vultures. And of course, we're going to get all the credit and the blame for these are all from them. But now you're just going to attract other ants.
Yep.
And so that's interesting. I don't believe there's a possibility that someone knows my IP address and I'm being doxxed. We've looked into it. It looks actually like it might be a browser-based attack.
Nobody's doxing him. Nobody's attacking him. None of that's happened. By the way, that's a lie.
We're literally Vox.
He's fucking lying. They always cry.
Yeah,
they always cry this, but you're lying.
Vox, let's do this. Let me put my hand down, and I'm gonna raise my hand. And I'm going to swear on all that is holy, Vox, I have Bible installed in this laptop, so it's like putting my hand on the Bible. I plead guilty. I plead guilty to one sin and one sin only, and that is ridiculing you endlessly. And that will never, look at me, that will never end, Vox. But we don't dox people. We're just not that, like, sadistic.
No, we wouldn't do that.
It's so much funnier to just ridicule you.
We looked into it, too. Who's the we? Who's the we?
So we'll have to look into that.
We? Who's we?
One thing that we've noticed is if you use...
I think maybe it's, remember the show Herman's Head?
Yes.
I think there's just a bunch of characters in Vox Day's brain.
Yep.
It's a great show, by the way. That's
if
a
you
very
use-
underrated show.
Underrated.
use a different browser, it might help. Like Firefox appears to be the worst. So if you stay away from...
Is he talking about unauthorized? No, the website's not being doxxed. It's overloaded because you didn't buy the correct package. Like, I know that's worked. You didn't buy the correct hosting package. So every time you put up a Barcelona Boomer, a fucking 10 gigabyte Barcelona Boomer episode,
That's it.
You're weighing down your server because if you don't buy enough server, they allocate
So
you.
this nigga thought he
also,
could
are
just-
you on your own server or are you sharing a server with other people? Because you have to pay extra money. I know because you have to pay extra money to be on your own server, or at least a server only shared by a couple people.
This is why we got annoyed when everybody kept saying, host your own video. We kept telling people over and over again, that's a very simple instinct to have. There's a reason why we don't do it. There's a reason why Jesse from Pod Awful doesn't do it. There's a reason why so many people don't host their own video. It would be nigh impossible to provide good quality the way YouTube does.
Yeah.
YouTube has the fucking software, and they have all of this proprietary code. They figured out streaming a long time ago. There's just no way to do it. So he thinks he's just slapping, like the way I would slap images up on our website and host them.
Right.
Just slapping them in and uploading them and going, there it is. That's why we were just getting the jump.
Yeah.
Firefox and Chrome, that might help.
So it's not our website. Oh, let me do it as Vox. See, what you have to understand is that it's not unauthorized TV that sucks. It's your choice of browser. It's because you're using shitty browsers that nobody uses, like Firefox. Like everyone, you know, people use Firefox. Do you know what happened if somebody said to like Royce, hey, your website doesn't work on Firefox? Royce or somebody would go, somebody fucking fix this now.
Of course,
it does not
yeah.
work on Firefox. A lot of people use Firefox.
Yes.
Make it work on all the normal things.
So, and yes, I am aware that the trolls are coming from an anti-Owen group. That's fine.
Anti-Owen resistance group.
No. They're not coming from an anti-Owen group, Vox. They're coming from a you are a boring dork who's trying to manipulate Crazy Owen group.
Vox, this isn't an anti-Owen group. We are Revenge of the Cis. We have been around for going on 2 years now. We have a pretty good following. We do many, many things besides picking on Owen or picking on you or picking on that retard E-Frog. I know you. I know I know what you're trying to do, but you're doing this strategy out of like a very old playbook. You're trying to reduce your enemies to like one simple. They're all gammas. They're all these anti-Owen
Yeah, of course,
people.
yeah.
They all have an agenda. Like you're doing this.
There's
like,
never any self-reflection.
I was trying to say this last night, and I gave a very heartfelt appeal to Vox Day, and I was like, look, Vox, for your own good, you gotta stop this shit. You're not as smart as you think you are. You even if you are smart as you think you are, even if Owen has 147 IQ, even if me and Royce are the two smartest men who ever lived, you will never be as smart as the internet collectively is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like the internet has an IQ of 20,000 because it's a bunch of people going, you missed that. No. He said this earlier. Oh, shit, I didn't even catch that.
Right.
Dude, did you see look, slow it down on this frame. There's a bunch of autistic people. You think anybody on 4chan or Poll are a bunch of geniuses? No, it's large crowdsourced projects of people going, you read pages 80 through 160. I'm going to read pages 1 through 80. It's people working together. You're never going to be smarter than all of that. So stop fighting it.
but we're going to take care of it. You know,
How?
it's not an issue.
The moment you shut off, because he might go members only, but the moment he shuts off his chat, because that's the next step. If he shuts off his chat, his viewership is going to drop dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
People want to be able to talk and communicate, even if the host isn't reading every chat with each other. That's a big part of YouTube streaming. It just is. The chat is a big part of it. Unless you're a Joe Rogan who can turn your chat off, you're not Joe Rogan. You need that, you know? And when you don't have a chat on, here's the other reason why you won't turn the chat off. Because if you turn the chat off, you can't send super chats. And as we're going to find out here in a second, a big part of the business plan for unauthorized TV, well, let him tell us.
So he's going to do what I said, which is he's going to end up going members only, which is going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
The first live stream on Unauthorized tonight. The good news is that it's possible to dual stream on Unauthorized and on YouTube, so we can keep the super chats on YouTube, and there's even a
So your business plan, because you're not giving exclusive content for unauthorized TV, your business or your wife's business plan, as we find out she's the one that wears the pants. Your wife's business plan is your show now relies on the super chats, and the whole reason Unauthorized was created was how much YouTube was fucking creators. And by the way, Daddy Owen doesn't get super chats anymore, but Vox Daddy needs it. Like Vox needs his old Teddy Spaghetti. Old Teddy Spaghetti needs his super chats.
Yeah, I was pointing this out last night too. It's so amazing that you're gonna go sign up over here for this exclusive members only website that also has no exclusivity, or you could still just watch me on YouTube. Because I'm still going to be over here because I need them super chats. Like, it's just so fucking disingenuous.
this super chat alert, although I don't understand.
Widget will automatically connect when you start streaming to YouTube. Right click to manually select live event or edit. What widgets is he talking about? What is this about?
And why this? Why? Let me know if that.
Imagine watching this and going, I'm going to give this man $1,500 of my hard-earned money.
It's a good investment. Well, hang on. Widget will automatically connect when you start stream. Let us, once he gets the widgets up and running, Royce.
Okay.
Once he figures out widgets, we're done for.
Let me know if you're seeing
Widget jihad. Widget jihad.
that widget will automatically connect thing. I don't know why it's showing up, but
Because maybe you didn't have a good business plan or a good idea. You threw something together without putting any work into it and figured out how to do this correctly. You probably got one of your fans who kind of dabbles a little bit in website stuff, and he fucking helped you out a little bit, but you don't know what you're doing.
Can I give him a little Mel Gibson thing?
Sure.
On the day of the YouTube streaming, the widgets will automatically connect. Read Siege.
it's anyhow, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Fuck it. Keep giving me money, though, while I figure it out.
But
I'm figuring shit out, guys. Give me money. It's this weird entitlement. Like, again, Royce and I had to come here and show up every day for a year before anybody gave us money.
Yeah.
We had $30 Patreon account and no super chats and no Streamlabs for over a year.
Yeah.
Okay? And we showed up every day and we delivered a product with the faith that hopefully someday it would pay off. We have very rarely had to tell this audience, sorry, guys, we'll figure this shit out. And when we have, it's always been his computer completely exploded into a ball of flame.
Yeah.
Or the internet is literally, we don't have a choice.
Right.
Everyone's internet is down in this neighborhood. But there's never been oh, yeah, the website's down? Well, it'll be down for a month while we figure it out. Oh, we're going to do a show? Well, like, you understand if his computer blew up, like, we'd have to spend a lot of money getting one fast shipped here that's already built and ready to like, there's no time.
Yeah.
This is just, it's $200 for the year. I'm figuring it out. Whatever. Well, whatever, man. Do you imagine working at a company like this where they're
No.
telling you to go out and get subscriptions, but they're like, well, we're working on all these other things.
No, I don't want to work for Compound.
I can't go out here. You don't want to watch the new Lenny Dykstra show?
Lenny Dykstra doesn't want to watch the new Lenny Dykstra show.
And Roy Bear doesn't seem to understand. We're not having a conversation, Roy Bear.
That's where it gets good.
That's the whole point. And I don't want to have a conversation with
You pay pig
individuals.
losers.
Can I give a big shout out to Missing Link? Because he goes through these episodes and gets me timestamps. So I want to thank him because he does God's work. I don't know how he does it, but
And
thank
he's
you.
also the one that's been in there every day.
Oh, yeah.
And what about the subscription fees?
Yep.
Yeah, what about the subscription fees? And then everybody starts, rump.
I want people to be able to ask questions.
He's,
and I
you know
want
what
to
his
be able-
missing link is Frank Reynolds showing up to that strike. Remember, I don't know nothing about this fancy college guy and his fancy words. He
Yep.
starts getting everybody to start rioting during a strike.
Roy Bear doesn't seem to
All right,
understand.
what? This is important.
We're not having a conversation, Roy Bear. That's the whole point. And I don't want to have a conversation with individuals.
The arrogance of this man.
And by the way, he noticed he paused because individuals was not the first thing in his head. He wanted
Losers.
you people
Yeah.
was what popped in his head.
Yeah.
You fucking pay pig losers. I do not want to have a conversation with you.
I want people to be able to ask questions, and I want to be able to address them. I do not want to hear follow-on questions. I do not want to hear subsequent things. I mean, for example, in email, one certain way to make sure that you never get a response from me again is I get these emails from people saying, "Oh, I understand you're very busy and this and that and the other thing, but I have
He's
I have
not, by the way, he's not very busy.
Not very busy.
He's not very busy.
an important question." Okay, fine. If I have the time, I'll answer it. And it's always a huge mistake when they respond with, "Oh, he responded to me. I'll ask more questions."
What a fucking...
No, you won't. At least you won't get any answers.
This guy thinks he's cool. This guy thinks he's too cool for
Hey,
his own
hey,
fans.
Vox. Hey, Vox, bud. You have 28,000 subscribers. Yeah, that's more than us. Probably it's double us, actually. So, and that's fine. Get it. Although, which is weird that our live viewers are about the same as yours. That's very odd to me. But whatever, that's fine. You have 28,000 subscribers, okay? You don't have enough. You don't have enough to fuck you, your fans. Like, you don't. Like, Mr. I want to help people when they email. You know how many emails Mike and I or direct message we really do try to reply to all of them.
Yeah, and
I do my best.
I'm not great at getting back to everybody. I will admit that I'm almost as bad as Vox sometimes at getting back to people. But I try to, and I also don't have the utter disdain for the entire audience of this guy. Like, ugh, another one of these fucks. Like, if I don't get back to people, like, I get depressed sometimes. And sometimes I'm just, ugh. And it's not you. Like, ask my family and ask women who date me how doting I am. And all the time, just not. Mm-hmm. So it's not like, so I get that, but I try to explain to people, like, hey, that's me. That's how I've always been. I was raised by a mother who just was an ice cold Irish lady. So I'm used to having my space because my mom wanted her space. So, like, but I've never been like, I'm not here to have a conversation with you fucking plebeians. It's like, you just go, all right, look, man, guys, I'm busy. I'm trying to get back to everybody. I understand that I suck at this and I do my best. But, like, he's just fucking conversation with you.
So anyhow, it's just amusing how a lot of subscribers, a lot of
You're not
YouTube
getting any
subscribers,
messages, dude.
a lot of people who are just tuning in seem to be under the mistaken impression that I answer to them in any way, shape, or form.
Who talks like this to their audience?
No.
And don't get me wrong, we don't answer to anybody either. We work for ourselves. We work very hard to get to a point in our lives where we work for ourselves. We don't technically answer to anybody. But Vox, if in your mind you truly think that you don't answer to them on some level, then this is a disaster. This business you're trying to build is a fucking disaster. You're telling people to give you money for a service that isn't done yet, and also in the same breath telling them that they don't matter and you don't answer to them. Whew. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I don't. I don't need to do this. I started doing this because my readers ask me to.
No. Let me guess. Your blog spot readers asked you to? No. You needed some dough, homeboy, because your Teddy Spaghetti games didn't do as good as you thought, and your Mortal Kombat soundtrack dried up after the 90s.
This sounds like the same group that did Bear Force 1.
It does.
And also, all of the samples in that song are like those were like commonly used, easily found samples. Oh, I hate people like that.
Evil behaviors, that's bad. Otherwise, I don't think it's necessarily an issue. Virgil Hiltz says, "You being distracted is my only concern." Well, I think we avoided it tonight. I think it'll be fine. Justin Carpenter said, "I lost a lot of respect for you when you peddled a subpar product so Owen can get to freeload as a wannabe farmer.
Wow. Who the fuck wrote that? Ow. That's a biting comment.
That hurts.
Farm for a living, he's a joke."
Also, pause. I'm sorry, but
also-
Lisa Mason in the chat had a good one too. We need to start referring to it as the Dork Stream.
It is. Yeah, the Dork Stream.
The Dork Stream hosted by Teddy Spaghetti.
That's going to really bother him.
Yeah.
You know he watches these, right?
Oh, hey, I know. Hey, by the way, Teddy Spaghetti, you realize, I said this on Nightwave last night. You were born to be stuffed into lockers. Like, there's no better job in life for you. Like, whether it's physically or just virtually in this new YouTube world, you are a locker dweller.
I'm going to lose your ability to comment on this channel.
Oh no, he'll use his other 15. You fucking nerd.
Oh no, he's getting the direct desired outcome of what he just did. Oh no.
Thanks. And you read it because you're a moron.
You understand that that's like a career criminal, like Hell's Angels, like walking up and punching a cop in the face, and the cop's going, "You're going to jail now, buddy, for at least 10 years. And he's going to go, "Yeah, I know. I got off my motorcycle and said, I'm going to punch that cop in his face."
Now-
like, I knew doing this how it was going to end.
Now his wife also has been going through his super chat so he could read him at the end. That way he doesn't get
Well, that's what I was saying last
Yeah.
night. Yeah, I pointed that out because he didn't say that. I said that that's probably what's happening because he said, "I'll read them at the end." And I was the one that said, so your wife, who's whispered to you off camera, is now writing them all down and bringing you the good ones. What a fucking class act this Vox is.
Because I don't want you as a subscriber. I don't want you as a viewer.
fucking gammas.
The unauthorized is not a subpar product.
Yes, it is.
And
It's a non-existent product, actually.
It's not a
You're
real
right.
thing.
You're right. It is actually not a subpar product because a subpar product
Would be
is
a product.
still a product.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
Owen is not freeloading, nor is he a wannabe farmer.
Yes, he is. Have you seen his farm?
You're a liar. And
I don't believe you.
No, Vox, you're the liar.
I don't care whether you respect me or not, because I don't want anything to do with liars.
He's so mad.
So you are. So did your little 5-minute chat experiment work? Did it work?
I don't think it's working because apparently it looks like he's still getting mean super chats.
The problem is that if it was, do you understand that people will pay for the luxury of making fun of you? Do you get that, Vox?
Can I say this? Alexander in the chat puts it the best. Owen is a fucking gardener. He does not farm. God damn, it's annoying. That would be. And by the way, gardening means also farming a little bit. Like if you do a little garden of tomatoes and some cucumbers, that's
Right.
gardening. That's okay, cool. Look, you're growing some vegetables. But that's not farming. He went and bought goats from a store.
Which I'm sure his wife loved.
Man Bear Pig says, any thoughts regarding Roosh V? His streams are awesome, and he seems to be aligned with you and
Another
Owen.
fucking scam artist.
Yeah. Let's.
Roosh V, by the way, is just a guy who watched a lot of Black Phillip and made all of Patrice O'Neal's points autistic and sells them to incels.
Oh, okay.
Like he's a pickup artist. But like all these pickup artists and, Return of Kings, all these websites, Patrice O'Neill was like the Jesus Christ figure in that story. He came to Earth. He gave all that shit to you for free, and it's out there. And then he died, and I'm assuming Jews killed him too. And
well, some people say it was Bill Burr, but I don't believe it.
well, processed foods. I mean, technically, it's so. Patrice died. He left behind all this great knowledge, and now there's all these scummy prosperity preachers that take his gospel, and they go like, "I'll show you how to pick up chicks," and people go, "Wow, some of that stuff does work. Yeah, give me money." Patrice never wanted your money. He just did a show where he wanted to show you guys how to tell people, like, how to assert yourself and get what you want out of life.
This part's great here. It's Teddy Spaghetti.
I find it amusing that people are actually trying to some of these idiot gammas are actually trying to troll me about my games.
And it works because
And
you're
it's
talking
working.
about it.
Teddy Spaghetti.
Yeah, Teddy.
Teddy Spaghetti. Teddy Spaghetti. It's never going to go away now.
My best-selling game did 6 million units.
What's your best-selling
So
game,
just keep
Vox?
that in mind.
What is it?
He won't say. That's the thing. He always talks about these other games that he was in. but
Well,
he
what's the
can't say which
best-selling game
ones.
you did? What was it? So we can look it up.
You know, I've talked to
And actually, from what I've heard, it's actually 400,000. It's not 6 million.
Yeah.
So
And some estimates go as low as 250.
yeah,
some of the top game developers.
6 million really is the go-to number to just it's almost become a joke at this point. At every time somebody says 6 million, you're like, so it's a made-up number. 6 million's become the new 1 million because I guess for inflation.
Top game designers, and they've asked me to work with them.
why don't you?
So, given some of the industry people that have always shown me an amount of respect,
Nobody. The last game you made came out 15 years ago. So what respect are we talking about? You're a fucking nobody. You're a loser. Nobody cares about you. The thing is, Teddy Spaghetti has tried everything. He's tried being a music guy. He's tried being a game designer. He's tried being a philosopher. He's tried being a blogger. He's tried being a turtle. Nothing seems to work for him.
And I love that guys like this too. They'll always brag about all of the things they've done and failed
Yeah.
at. Like, oh, well, I was a music artist. I did game design. I'm an author. Okay, so you did a bunch of things poorly. You can't do all. Once in a while, a Leonardo da Vinci is born who's just so goddamn gifted that he can do. You know what I mean? Remember that? Like he was painting chapels and sculpting and designing helicopters.
He could draw a perfect circle by hand.
But he was like, he had like these weird, like, he was such a genius that he was like, someday we'll have helicopters and medicine. It's gonna be fucking crazy. Also, I paint and sculpt, and he
Yeah.
did all of it well. But like most people that do all of those things do it poorly.
Right.
And many, many people are just good at doing like one awesome thing. Like, I'm sure that Macho Man Randy Savage, if he got into sculpting and painting and making music, well, he did do music. But if he got into all this other shit, he would have been like, he would have never been good at being Macho Man. Macho Man needed to just be a wrestler for 20 and be Macho Man. Like, you can't just keep failing at shit, Teddy, and bragging about it.
why would you think I give even a quantum of a damn about anything that you would think on the matter?
Because you're bringing it up and talking about it. Because if you didn't care what people think, you wouldn't be bragging. If you didn't care what people think, you wouldn't be bragging that 6 million people bought your game either. You're a phony, Teddy. You're a phony, Teddy Spaghetti. And you're riding on the back of fucking Big Bear like he's the retard in the fucking Mad Max movie. You know what I mean? And he's a little midget on his back. That's what you're doing. You're using him. And you're going to have a falling out with him too. And when that happens, your subs are going to fucking plateau and no one's going to care about you anymore.
Yup.
That's what's going to happen.
Well, they've already plateaued. Now our goal is to get them to drop